Mending Wall by Robert Frost. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen groundswell under it, and spills the upper boulders in the sun, and makes gaps even two can pass abreast. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair, where they have left not one stone on stone, but they would have the rabbit out of hiding to please the yelping dogs. The gaps, I mean, no one has seen them made or heard them made, but at spring mending time we find them there. I let my neighbour know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line and set the wall between us once again. We keep the wall between us as we go. To each the boulders that have fallen to each, and some are loaves, and some so nearly balls we have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. We wear our fingers rough with handling them. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game, one on a side. It comes to little more. He is all pine, and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines, I tell him. He only says, "Good fences make good neighbours." Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Why do they make good neighbours? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows. Before I built a wall, I'd asked to know what I was walling in or walling out, and to whom I was like to give offence. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. I could say elves to him, but it's not elves exactly, and I'd rather he said it for himself. I see him there, bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top, in each hand, like an old stone savage armed. He moves in darkness, as it seems to me, not of woods only in the shade of trees. He will not go behind his father's saying, and he likes having thought of it so well, he says again, "Good fencers make good neighbours."
Robert Frost's poem, Mending Wall, has an abrupt and dramatic beginning, which has a conversational tone. Generally, to say about the poem, it mixes up the thoughts which are narrow, worldly, and selfish, with the thoughts of wisdom and philosophy which are broad, universal, and selfless. To comment about the line in the poem, "The work of hunters is another thing." The poet is addressing the little children chasing some animals like rabbit along with their dogs. The poet here uses no past tense, which means it is a usual activity of the poet to keep away the mischievous children from destroying the wall. To read and understand the line, "What I was walling in or walling out," and the very idea of offence in the poem Mending Wall, before the wall was built, the poet used to locate the objects geographically around as his and as not his. With his neighbor's generosity. Both showed equal respect and concern. But the wall built makes an offense, questioning that purity of love, respect, and relation existing between the poet and his neighbor. Another offense it makes is to the openness or limitlessness of this world. About the ending of the poem, the poet towards the end of the poem says that he has failed to convince his neighbor of the need of destruction of the wall between them. The neighbor stubbornly sticks to the old saying, good fences make good neighbors. At this, the poet feels that his neighbor is equal to an uncivilized man of the Stone Age. The poet gets this image of an old stone savage armed, seeing his neighbor walking with a stone in his hand. The word darkness is suggestive of pain, sadness, bad experiences, night, all the negativity, senselessness, and an age marked by ignorance. Here, the word indicates the negativity in human relations based on certain conditions, as well as man's or neighbor's ignorance. Let's comprehend something about something in the poem Mending Wall. The word something comes twice in the poem. The poet attaches too much importance to the word something. From the beginning itself, he connects a mysterious air to it, but it is in the materialistic, worldly, or physical sense he is doing so at first. For instance, the something may mean the heat of sunlight, the cold winter related to the climatic changes, the mischief of little children, their dog, etc. But later a digression comes in. Thus, something comprises meanings related to the non-physical, spiritual world. For example, it means the elves, the mischief of some mysterious invisible powers working to destroy the wall or fence. The title of the poem, Mending Wall, revolves around the major activity of mending a wall by the poet and his neighbor. But on a deeper level of understanding, the title may bring more meanings. Firstly, mending can be taken as a verb, thus suggesting an action of repairing the wall. Secondly, mending can be taken as an adjective, where we get the idea that it is a wall that mends and not the poet or any neighbor. The wall repairs the relation between human beings. The poet's importance is felt by his neighbor, and the neighbor's importance is felt by the poet only in the presence of the wall. The wall makes individuals indispensable from each other. The purpose and purposelessness, connection and separation, time and timelessness, place and poses are well delineated in the action of mending. The title is highly wise, philosophical, and too pregnant with meanings.